You know, you can find art that matches the colors in your room or is kind of pretty, but it just doesn't really mean that much to you, or you just don't really care that much about it. I really love when everything I see on the walls has a story, but I don't have a lot of money to spend. Today, I thought I would share with you the top 5 places I have found meaningful art that I love for my house without breaking the bank. So let's get started. Number 1, friends. Make friends with some artists, or chances are you might have some friends who are artists, even if they're not professional artists. They might just be amateurs. They might be someone who just kind of dabbles in it. I have gotten a couple paintings from friends, actually. Just one, this was a study of the color white that a friend of mine did when he was studying for his art degree, and I admired it once, and he was like, oh, you can just have it, because it was just like a school assignment that he wasn't really planning to do anything with. So I've kept it ever since, and I've really enjoyed it, and I love the color of the study of white. I also am lucky enough to have an artist in my family, and I have gotten a canvas from her because it was damaged. And I just love it and treasure it. And someday I might try to get that damage repaired, but for now it's up high and in a safe place. A friend of my dad's sketched it's a sketch of him when they were both young, and about 20 years ago he framed it and he said, Kathleen, this is for you. This is your dad. I sketched this when we were young and friends. And so friends or family heirlooms. My grandmother had a college friend who was in an art class and asked if she could paint her portrait for her class, and this is it. And it's been passed down through the family, and now I'm the one who gets it. Lucky me. So think about friends that you might have, or ask around your family. Maybe there's some family heirlooms knocking around. If not, seek out local artists. I know it seems like all the little towns around where we live, a lot of them have like an art center where they'll have little local art shows or student shows. 2, online auctions. I have had great luck at Everything But the House, and there's plenty of other auction sites. It's just the one I happen to use the most. I've had great luck sourcing art there. I got a piece there. This one is a reproduction of a famous painting. It was $1. I got this little, I don't know what to call this, like a print of Leipzig for like $4 in an auction, and I really like it. I actually have a friend from Leipzig, and so I visited there when I was a teenager, and so that it has a connection, has a meaning for me. So definitely look at online auctions, and you might be surprised. I mean, this is in a beautiful frame. Obviously it cost more than $4 to frame it, and it's a really nice print as well. So you might luck out and get some really good quality things at an online auction like Everything But the House. Shipping can get kind of expensive, but you can limit the auction to your local area, or like to how long you'd be willing to drive. Like I went an hour to pick up this Leipzig picture, but for $4 I felt like it was worth it, and I just made a day trip out of it, and it was great. Number 3, obviously thrift stores, consignment stores, antique stores. Obviously they're always full of art, and most of it you just want to pass on by, but there's always the diamonds in the rough. This, for example, was unframed, and I love Spain, and it was free. And it's just like a little pencil sketch of a street in Spain. So I got it and I framed it up. I went to Hobby Lobby and got it framed. And I've lucked out some other places, like I got a picture for our wedding anniversary once that just, it's very 1980s. And there's just something about it that really appeals to me, and I just picked it up. I liked it. Look around and keep your eyes peeled. I think you will often find things that you actually really like and that really speak to you. This is another one, this Santa Maria della Salute. I found this once at a consignment store it was only $10, and it's in a beautiful frame. We love Venice and all things Italian. It has a special meaning for us. So there's always things like that at the thrift store, consignment, the Goodwill. Just keep your eyes peeled. I found, but it's an original painting, and it was at the Goodwill. It was $4, and it's a painting of a horse race. It's an original painting. Somebody did it, and I love the colors, and for $4, it's looking great in my kid's bedroom. So you just never know what you're gonna find. I always check the art when I am out at these places. Number 4 of getting my kids' art projects from school framed. Sometimes they come home with some really creative things. I have this, my favorite is this umbrella that one of my sons did in preschool for the letter U, and I just loved how he painted the raindrops on the top of the umbrella. And I thought it was incredibly skillful for a 3-year-old, and also sort of very modern art with like the blue and the yellow. And it's hanging in our bathroom because I do like to hang water themed pictures in the bathroom. So take a look at what your kids are bringing home from school and throw it in a frame. Number 5, look at art that is in the public domain and get it printed and framed, or get it printed and then frame it yourself. I had a great experience a couple years ago using Mpix. I downloaded some high resolution, beautiful art from a couple different sites. There's a couple different places that you can find beautiful, high resolution, copyright free art. Oh, the Met in New York is one, the Art Institute of Chicago is another. But if you download a high resolution copy and you go to a place like Mpix, and Mpix is often running sales. I bought all of this art when they had a 50% off offer, and I made sure I had dimensions that would fit in a standard size frame. But if you're at a site like Mpix, you can choose the dimensions, and they'll help you figure out too if your download is going to work with those dimensions and all that. Well, those are my 5 best places to find meaningful art objects for your house without breaking the bank. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.